Scroll through social media and you'll find two loudly opposing camps. One side swears the all-meat carnivore diet is a miracle cure for everything from brain fog to autoimmune disease. The other warns that high protein intake is a fast track to kidney failure. To find the ground truth, we have to look past the influencers and use the clinical nutrition framework established by Dr.Mohamed Sakr. According to the definition on screen, the standard recommended dietary allowance is set at 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. But that number is a baseline for survival. It represents the minimum amount a sedentary person needs to avoid deficiency, not an optimal target for anyone trying to build muscle or improve metabolic health. As this grid breaks down, actual requirements scale dramatically based on your lifestyle. A recreational exerciser needs 1.4 grams per kilo, while a strength athlete may require up to 2.2 grams to maintain and build new tissue. To see real physical results, we have to move past treating protein as a background requirement and start using it as a medically calculated metabolic tool. This diagram shows why protein is often called a metabolic furnace. It has a significantly higher thermic effect than other nutrients, meaning your body burns up to 30% of the calories consumed just to process and digest it. Beyond the calorie burn, high protein intake suppresses ghrelin, the hunger hormone, while increasing levels of GLP-1 and PYY. This shift creates a natural form of appetite control that makes caloric restriction much easier to maintain. For muscle growth, the leucine threshold is critical. Research shows you need 2 to 3 grams of this amino acid per meal to maximize muscle protein synthesis. Reaching this triggers the mTORC1 pathway, the biological driver that instructs cells to build new muscle protein. This infographic explains why animal proteins are preferred clinically, providing a complete amino acid profile and higher leucine density. Because plant proteins have lower digestibility, 70 to 90%, and lack essential amino acids, plant-based athletes must consume 20% more protein for the same anabolic response. In clinical practice, the quality of your amino acids determines the metabolic outcome as much as the total number of grams you eat. On the restrictive end is the carnivore diet. This approach eliminates all plant matter, relying exclusively on animal-derived foods like ruminant meats, seafood, and eggs. All meat diets have existed for centuries among Arctic populations like the Inuit, who thrived in environments where plant foods were geographically unavailable or strictly seasonal. In 1929, the explorer Vilhjalmur Stephenson brought this into a clinical setting. He and a partner ate exclusively meat for a year under medical supervision, finishing the trial with no adverse health effects. Modern clinical observations show removing carbohydrates leads to rapid weight loss, stabilized blood sugar, and even reported type 2 diabetes remission. Adherents also report significant mental focus as the brain transitions from fluctuating glucose to burning stable ketones, a more efficient fuel source. By forcing the body into nutritional ketosis and removing every common plant antigen, the diet essentially clears the field of potential inflammatory triggers for those with severe sensitivities. These benefits are well documented, but extreme protein and fat intake carry significant risks if the body's baseline is already compromised. High protein intake increases glomerular filtration rate, which is dangerous for anyone with stage 3 through 5 kidney disease. There's also a cardiovascular concern for hyperresponders who experience extreme LDL cholesterol spikes when saturated fat is dramatically increased. Perhaps the biggest clinical unknown is the gut. We don't yet have human trials tracking how the microbiome shifts when all dietary fiber is removed for years at a time. Dr. Sakr's clinical verdict is clear. Use high protein as a lifelong tool for longevity and athletic performance, but view carnivore as a temporary elimination tool rather than a permanent necessity. Calculate your targets based on your actual activity level and health status, not on social media trends. If you've experimented with either of these diets, share your results and any challenges you faced in the comments below.